While you are trapped in the world of projections, your mind builds up the illusion of time, space, causation, the whole story. But while you are taking your popcorns and watching and enjoying it, and sometimes shedding tears and sometimes laughing, behind all those projections, the reality is nothing but the screen. When projections stop, what you are watching? Just the screen. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevāvaṣiṣyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvātītam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilakṣyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvati Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatītam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasistha, in 𝗬𝗶 Prakarana, sections 7 onward. The topic is Siddha Gita. It starts with a song. Song of the Siddhas. Who had the privilege of listening to those songs? King Janaka. Sri Vasistha continued. In ancient times, King Janaka, the ruler of Videha country, in a unique way attained enlightenment. For your spiritual upliftment, O Rama, I will relate this story to you. That's what made Rama be fascinated to his daughter, Sita. King Janaka's daughter. I'm joking. But yet I'm not joking. That's what made Rama be wedded to 𝗍𝗵, intuitive intellect. That's King Janaka's daughter means that intellect that gives you enlightenment. I'm not going into that detail, but let's get into this story. First point, King Janaka is an extremely rich person and powerful, just not rich. Sometimes there are many rich people, but nobody knows them. But he is a ruler, extremely powerful. But in spite of all that, his ego is absolutely pure. There is no ego inflation, but ego sublimation, humility of the ego. And this point has to be first digested by you. For spiritual enlightenment, you again and again hear statements that blessed are the poor, but they will be given the kingdom of heaven. So don't get rich, stay poor. point to understand that if Dharma is the foundation of your life, if everything that you do based on ethical value, be good, do good, that should be your foundation. Am I being good to myself? And am I radiating the goodness to others? If that, again, nothing can become perfect, but if that becomes your intention, now your artha means all the resources you get, all the resources are being utilized for being good and doing good. Now the resources can come to you from cosmic source. You can have a good mind, you can have good nose, you can have good tongue, good body, good health, good near and dear ones, and a good role in society. All that congeniality begins to develop. All the congeniality and prosperity is not distracting you from Dharma, but making you more. Because now all your resources you are utilizing. You have verbal resources in your mind, you utilize all those words for inspiring others. Whatever resources you have, you utilize your resource of whatever material objects you possess. Act of charity, generosity, sharing your knowledge, so many ways you can. So that's called Dharma Artha. Your ethical value now is something that is supporting your Dharma and making your Dharma become more powerful. As material value comes under proper control, in order. Next value is Kāma. Kāma term here refers to vital value, fulfillment of desire. That's what everyone aspires. Everyone lives here. Every day all the desires are not presented before you, but day by day your mind brings out desires and you try to fulfill them. In the process of fulfilling your desires, you interact with all lives, especially, of course, human beings. And so, Kāma puts you in relation with society, in relation with all the jivas. And how should you be related? That stage, if you have spiritual, if your Dharma has become very powerful, your Kāma movement, your social value and ethical value, rather vital value, social value and vital value, that value will be not just to build up your family, have sons, daughters, great sons and grandsons, etc. That's that one aspect of Kāma value. The real point that I'm highlighting, you will develop that Kāma in you will become aspiration for God realization. Anything that you acquire at this level, if you are a 𝗤𝗔 and you have children, your children will not inspire you to be more attached to them. They will inspire you to develop deeper. You are serving God in them. And you are inspiring them to recognize God in parents. So that type of profounder objective is there in your relations. So that's how Kāma is come in order. This will climax into aspiration for God realization. And that's the fourth value of life, moksha. Moksha, realizing who am I. You cannot stay in a fictitious state. You are living in always feel a fictitious. You never know who you are, never know what you are going to do. You never saw your own birth. People told you. If you don't have photographs of your babyhood, you don't know how did you look. And so many things. So your whole personality is on shaky ground. In this shaky ground, all that you seem to have acquired, no matter how tightly you hold them in your arms, you never know when your arms themselves will collapse. So, attainment of enlightenment, liberation, who am I? The I in you is Satchidananda. Mortality is not your real nature. Mortality is a disease called 𝗬𝗶𝗵𝗍𝗍, disease of the world process. To be free of that disease, that is your goal. So, coming back to the topic, if you are based on dharma, ethical value, being good in a profound way, you can have all types of power, all type of wealth, very great position, or you can be very simple, whichever way. It doesn't matter to one who is advanced. You are simply handling what God has presented before you. You are an instrument of God's. If God sends you with a bag of jewels to be conveyed to somebody, you do so. If He sends you only some cauliflowers, you are just an instrument. It makes no difference. You are wealthy or not wealthy, it doesn't make any difference. Whatever you have, you utilize it for serving God in yourself, in others. You have to utilize it. So that was how King Janaka was, with immense wealth and power, and well loved by his subjects. Naturally, all this came out of his good deeds and righteous action. And all this now is leading him to a profounder spiritual enrichment. King Janaka ruled his kingdom with righteousness, and under his guidance the country prospered. The subjects were happy and contented, and all enemies were vanquished. Here, enemies in the storyline, it will give you the idea of enemies, a lot of demoniac people fighting, coming with their, in old times, bows and arrows and all types. They also had their special explosives, 𝗬𝗫𝗄𝗃, etc. That's the storyline. Real enemies of your soul, they are called Ṣaḍ-Ripus, 6 great enemies. They are robbers. Kāma is perverted desire. Krodha is anger. Day by day you accumulate some wonderful ice cream. I'm joking. Something cool you prepare in your mind with the idea of enjoying it when you are in. You have time for it. But then anger comes like a cat, spills it. Breaks the very vessel in which you have placed the delicious ice cream. Highway robbery. Desire, anger, Kāma, Krodha, Lobha, greed. Things are wonderful, but everything's calm and cool. But suddenly, your cat jumps out of your body and goes after scratching everything. That cat is greed. I'm joking. Kāma, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. Moha is deluded attachment that is a fake love. It appears like great love you have for your babies, for people around you, but that's not real love. If your love allows the soul, every person near you to be spiritually and progressive, then that's wonderful. Then that's not called moha, it's love, real love. But if your love is calculative, I will love this person because if this person dies, he is going to give me that much money. And very simple love, of course, is your parents love their babies. Sometimes love is so much that they don't want the babies to get into the school because the life has been so cozy day by day. It's a big challenge to be separated from the loved one. That becomes too crude. But just try to understand. Moha plays tremendous role in human life. And it restricts your mind. Is deceived by moha. You think you are loving, but neither you are loving yourself nor the person towards whom you have developed the moha. You are dumping down both, moha-based. But while I am saying that, your progress requires all these challenges. You cannot stay without moha. You grow out of moha. You evolve through moha. It's not a big hard thing to understand. Everyone is born and can't even walk. So you grow and strengthen. You walk, grow. Similarly, you deal with moha and you emerge victorious, nirmoha. Keeping his attendants at a distance, he enjoyed the soft and fragrant breeze and the enchanting creepers laden with flowers. This gives you an idea. King Janaka places himself See, he has all the people around him, a lot of wonderful gossip to hear about the world and politics. But he tells them all, stay away. I want to be quiet here in this forest. And the forest is so beautiful with so many creepers, etc. He enjoyed the soft and fragrant breeze and the enchanting creepers laden with flowers. This is called Sheetal Mand Sugandh. Sheetal, cool. Mand, the breeze blows very gentle. And Sugandh, there is a special aroma. All three mixed together. That's what, if you become alone in nature. But don't get too deluded. This is kindergarten aloneness. Real spiritual, being spiritually alone means allow your mind to become relaxed. So get away from all relatives and friends. Come away from the crowd by relaxing your mind. And allow good qualities in you, virtuous qualities, to create a joyous setting for your mind. So, that's the garden of blossoming flowers. And there, the breeze that blows, Sheetal, the world is full of heat, 𝗬𝗨. And everything is jerky in the world. You get gain, it jerks you one way. Loss jerks you another way. Manda means gentle, not so harsh one way, this way, that way. Gentle. All that I'm describing is going into your own calm body with a meditative mind. Once the mind, your personality has good virtues, you are as if in a garden. And if you have good feelings, as if breeze is blowing gentle, etc. And you have good understanding, you have vast space before you opening up. So, imagine how wonderful setting is. And you can enjoy that setting no matter where you are, depending upon your spiritual progress. On the other hand, you may go to Google and find all these characteristics, where will it be? And they will give you various choices. And you can go there, borrowing money from the bank. But the cool breeze, he's going to give you flu. Fragrance is going to give you some allergic reaction. But you will come back with so many pictures to tell people, look how I enjoyed that. But behind all that, there is so much deception. Now, let me come back to the topic. So, King Janaka is in that type of a picturesque setting, alone. And then suddenly he began to hear whispers of divine spirits called Siddhas. Siddhas are souls that have attained enlightenment. That enlightened state is as if bringing breeze. Simple way to understand, if mind becomes so calm, relaxed, the higher reality within you begins to sneak out, begins to express. Your insight becomes better. Your inspiration becomes special. So many problems that couldn't have resolved, a few minutes of calm mind brings it about the answer in a joyous way. Also, you begin to see the world around you as a miraculous act of God's grace. So you are not working for any attainment with tremendous stress and a miserable mind. All those things happen. I have a tendency to deviate too much, so let's get back to so the Siddhas. Siddhas began to whisper. It's like you open the dark room, you open a little window. The light begins to sneak into you and start whispering. But here it's being planned through the whisper. What they are whispering is presented in the form of verses, slokas. And those verses are bringing out profound spiritual material. If you reflect upon it, you will be King Janaka, which means you will be enlightened. Siddha says, we resort to the witnessing self, who is the embodiment of wisdom and bliss. It is he who manifests as the experiences of pleasure and pain, reflecting in the outgoing modes of the mind. Lots of things are said within this statement. Witnessing self, deep down, your true identity. Your identity is not the body, not the mind, not the intellect, not the ego. All these are variables. When you sleep, all this moves away. Just gives you an idea that all these are not really you. The real you is your soul. But soul, again, has to be understood. Think of the sun as the real I am. Think of so many pots with water, and there are countless reflected suns. Each reflected sun is called jiva, individual soul. The sun is the absolute self. Each soul has to realize the self. That's the goal of life. When you place the question, who am I? First, you are led to the soul that is illumining the whole pot. But then you go further. What is that soul? That soul is divine self reflecting in your mental waters. So if you allow your mind to become highly purified, now you will begin to understand the soul within you is not an individualized entity. Soul in reality is the absolute self. Put it another way. As your mind relaxes, try to understand the role of consciousness, awareness. Your awareness is like this. Core of your awareness is like the sun. But through your intellect stage of mind, your awareness is working in the form of lots of thoughts, lots of insights. It's like the sun is up there, but through the clouds, the sun now expresses itself through lots of shimmer and lots of shine. The same sun expresses coming down further in a little different way. Lots of sentiments, lots of shifting clouds, and lots of shimmering lights. All I don't have to describe that. Everybody is poetic. And the same sun creating all this, so many colors in the sky, so many illuminations, and creates so much drama in every little place where the sun is reflecting. All this is happening. From one side, there are countless things are happening. From the sun point of view, it's just perfectly the same. Your pure consciousness is the sun. At that stage, it is eternal, eternity, immortality. But that sun, that awareness that's operating in your personality, now you are caught by different illuminations. Awareness of the sun now is operating. You are aware of your thoughts. 1 minute before, say, oh, think now what was I thinking? Your mind, I'm joking. Your mind try to catch your thoughts. You are living now not in the core awareness, but awareness of different thoughts. Each thought creates. It's like you sit on your desk looking at your computer. It's nothing but the screen. But that's the pure awareness at a stage. Now your mouse starts. And bringing out so many things. So many things come through your computer. The energy behind it is not diverted, it's just one simple cosmic. So, simple way to understand, all things you go through physically, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, intellectually, all things are going on, creating a tremendous havoc in your life. But no matter how many things are going on, no matter how many illuminations of the sun are creating a tremendous drama on the earth, sun is absolutely safe. That type of revelation, that's called liberation. Every reflected sun can be viewed as the sun. And if the reflected sun were to know, who am I? It will realize I am the sun. Therefore, looking at all other reflections and illuminations, it will not develop jealousy or any type of illusion about them. But it will develop a sense that I am in all. All is in me. I am the sun. The sun enfolds all its illuminations. All illumination means all the mind that has brought to the world from thousands of years ago, and all the history you have read, etc. All these are illuminations. Sun is absolutely one, non-dual. That consciousness is there within you, and you are not surprised or aware or any type of. But the awareness that is operating through your mind and senses, they are creating their different drama, and you are running after them. Running after star, nothing wrong, but you are caught with the illusion that you have to gain something from this and stay perfect, while you are in reality perfect. You are running after gaining some support from the world, while, put in ordinary worldly terms, we are going after money, values, different type of precious things of this world. While the Atma, the self within you, like the sun, is treasure of treasures. Treasure beyond measure is there in your heart. Ignoring all that, you are going after seashells. So, this is what Siddhas started. This was his revelation, internal inspiration. It is he who manifests as the experiences of pleasure and pain, reflecting in the outgoing modes of the mind. Another way of understanding. Thought waves of your mind create projections, just like in a cinema show. All that you watch on the screen is based on projections. While you are trapped in the world of projections, your mind builds up the illusion of time, space, causation, the whole story. But while you are taking your popcorns and watching and enjoying it, and sometimes shedding tears and sometimes laughing, behind all those projections, the reality is nothing but the screen. When projections stop, what you are watching? Just the screen. But even while you are watching the projection, the screen is the only reality behind it. All projections are not real at all. So all our experiences of pleasure and pain, they are outgoing modes of the mind, projections that are creating a sense of externality. We take refuge in the changeless self, who is the reality behind the triad of seer, seen, and sight. Now try to put your attention to what the screen is, screen-like consciousness. For easy understanding, think of your dream. You are lying on your bed, you are relaxed, to other people to look into you. Oh, he's sleeping very peaceful. But in your dream experience, you are totally in a different situation. You are involved in some project with tremendous interest in it. And you are facing challenges. You have your difficult challenges, you have your joy and sorrow, all types of things coming in your dream. That's called outgoing experience. Because all that experiences are keeping you away from the fact that you are just lying on the bed. But let me further explain. In that experience in your dream, three things have gone wrong. Subject, called seer. You are the seer experience. Are you the real experiencer? You are a fake experience. And the world that you are experiencing, that's called seen, seer, seen. The world you are experiencing, another fake. Sight, your experience that is coming out as subject, object, you are subject. The world is the field that you are experiencing, both being illusion. And all you are experiencing in your dream, they are, since you are not real, the world is not real, and what you are experiencing, how can that be real? And you don't work hard, you wake up, and all the three goes away. I don't care. But when you live your life and become spiritually sensitive, then you understand exactly the same thing is happening in your life. The world is a 𝗤𝗍, long dream. You are trying to understand who am I. Since your very childhood, you try to understand. And your understanding of yourself shakes. I'm talking about a state where you have not been introduced to spirituality. When you are introduced, it takes its own course, progressive movement. Who am I? Your mind goes on working upon it. The moment you develop the idea, I am, linked to God, three links, 𝗬liche𝗵𝗍 from point of body, I am an instrument, a slave in the hands of God. That itself gives you a big relief, beyond belief. Next, I'm a ray of God. That gives you immense thrill, because whatever God shows, you are part of it. You can compete with God, speaking figurative language. Grow in the image of God. And ultimately, and in reality, there is nothing but 𝗨𝗫𝗍𝗶. The innermost point of view, you are the sun. Nothing has to be done. So that is the whisper that comes if you were to bring calmness in your mind and sit in a mystic garden with Sheetal Mand Sugandh, and then the whispers begin to come. Having renounced this illusory triad, we take refuge in the underlying self. That's what the Siddhas are saying. And King Janaka is overhearing. another way, this story. This is the way now. The divine plan is leading King Janaka to enlightenment. We adore the self that transcends the waking, dream, and deep sleep states of consciousness. Now come to another level of reflecting. Your personality, in waking state, you are identified with your physical body. In dream, physical body is outstepped. In other words, when you begin to reflect upon your being in the dream, it enables you to understand that you are not completely bounded with the physical body, because your dream is not occurring in your physical body. Physical body is at rest. And then, in other words, put it in a very simple way, Vedanta tries to give you this understanding that you have 5 sheaths and 3 bodies. Sheaths are called kosha, but no as koshas. Kosha relates to old time sword. Big people, they kept their sword not only one shield, but shield after shield, because that was a fanciful way of expressing their power and wealth. Here, 5 sheaths. First sheath is your physical body, food sheath, annamaya kosha. But this food sheath is sustained by your vital sheath. So you, just like you take a cloth and try to understand how many things are there within the cloth. You have the cloth first, then you look into it, you see the threads behind it. Look into the threads, you find the special cotton or silk, whatever. Go deeper into it, you find the earth element which comes from it. That's behind it. You can go on and on without tearing your cloth. Similarly, without tearing yourself up. First understand your physical body. Understand behind the physical body is the vital sheath, pranas. If vitality is not there, your whole body means nothing. That vitality, behind vitality is mind. If vitality is working in you without mind, then will grow into a big mountain. So behind vitality is the mind and senses. Behind mind and senses is intellect and ego. Behind intellect and ego is deep unconscious. Behind deep unconscious, now we have come to all the 5, behind all the 5, pure self, the real you, the sword. And these 5 are presented in the form of 3 bodies. As 5 layers are called sheaths. These sheaths organized into 3. Food sheaths, the physical body is one. Think of a box that has 5 sections and 3 big sections with 5 layers. First section, only your food sheath, your body is. In the middle section, you have three bodies: prana, mind, intellect, ego. Intellect, ego is only one. And the last section, there are three packets. 3 packets and 5 subsections. To the 5 sheaths and 3 bodies. That's how you analyze yourself. And for easy understanding, in your waking state, your physical sheath is predominant. In dream, your subtle body is predominant. When you sleep, your causal body becomes predominant. But in day-to-day and every moment of your life, all the 3 are blended. You are aware of your body. At the same time, you are aware of your feelings. At the same time, you are also drawing from your unconscious. Unconscious is busy giving you impressions. All are active within your body. But behind all that, the real I am is the absolute self. We meditate upon the self, which is the light of lights. Another way of meditation, the Upanishad presents the question, who is the seer? Who is the knower? Who is the experiencer behind all this? And answer is, find the light of lights. You know, you see things of this world or experience them because of the light of the senses. If you are senseless, the world doesn't exist for you. But the senses don't complete your experience. Mind has to be there behind your senses. So what's the light of the world? Your senses. What's the light of the senses? Your mind. And mind itself does not conclude your experience. You need to have intellect. So what's the light behind the mind? Intellect. But intellect itself is not the absolute reality. There is a cosmic source behind your intellect. That cosmic source is the light of lights. Just like behind all illuminations, sun is the light of lights. That cosmic source is what you are. By realizing that you attain liberation, the cycle of birth and death terminates. And that's the goal of life. We take recourse to the self, the absolute truth, in which all these abide, to which all these belong, by which all these are sustained. If you think of the sun, to the sun all these illuminations belong. All these illuminations are sustained by the sun, for which all these exist. All these exist because of the sun. Instead of sun, think of the self. And all your experiences, no matter how engrossing, and all the experiences you think of animals and birds, all emanate from that sun. And all this is not real. With this, I'm going to conclude. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevāvaṣiṣyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.